So, good day, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amalola Laimi, as always. Today, I want to discuss about competitive analysis, or sometimes called competitive audit, and it's for UX design. I'm not focusing so much on Figma today. So, the thing is that when we're tasked to publicly design a website, an app, or anything, even when our clients seem to know what they want, many times they know what they want from their point of view. It is our job to ensure that whatever we're giving to them is is applicable, is relevant. And one of the ways to know how something is relevant is through conducting research, through market research, like competitive audits, in terms of looking at what's going on in the current competition. What does current competition have, and what is similar, what is different, what can be applied to the client's proposal, what they're asking for. So I'm just going to take you through the template I usually use for competitive audits. So I got this template when I was doing my course, my Google course on Coursera. And I love it, this template, because it's very detailed. Like, it shows me every single thing I need that, and it also always helps me with my creativity. So first of all, how we start with this template is that we start by explaining what the competitive audit is for, and this is for Ebe brand. This is for one of the brands I've worked with, and it's a beauty and lifestyle brand. And what is the goal of this? The goal is to compare, and we talk about the goal is to compare the products and services of beauty based brands, and that is basically what we're trying to do. But I'm not just going to compare the product and service of these beauty based brands. What we're going to do is that we're going to look at what they offer, and like how they present it on their website, on their apps, if they have apps now. So what do we start with? So we start with an Excel sheet that shows different fields. It starts with general information, then the UX of things, and then the UX of things. So in the general information, is we now discuss competitor type. What type of competition is it? So there's something called a direct and indirect competition. So for example, if I was to do a competitive audit for a cinema, for IMAX, the direct competition probably is under cinema house, no. But an indirect competition is most likely something like Amazon Prime, Netflix. So that is what we call indirect competition. And for that, what I did was that this, as I said, this brand is a beauty brand that offers beauty based services like hair extension sales, hair extension installations, lashes, and makeup and all. So sometimes a competition could be either direct and indirect. That means they offer the same thing this brand offers, but also offer other things that this brand does not offer, but the brand may look into it if it is within the industry. Another is this is a wig selling brand that now is also into wig maintenance. Not the same, but probably indirect. And there is a direct. This person sells skincare products, but also um yes, sells skincare products. So this is actually indirect. Oh yes. So the reason why I'm doing one of the reasons why I'm doing this tutorial is because, or this video is because I was working with some recent graduates, and I realized that they didn't understand how to use this template, and it was quite a pain because to me it was very straightforward. I did this first I did this first template for them, this first competition for them, and I had thought that they'll be able to like just go with it, but it didn't work out apparently because they they didn't understand. So that's why I'm doing this video, and I feel like it's going to be very helpful for anyone that is coming into the UX space and is in need of creative ideas, and most of these creative ideas comes with understanding exactly what you're doing. You can understand what you're doing by understanding the point of view of the clients and understanding the market, what the market is saying, so that you can also align your client's design with the markets. So with that said, I'll just focus on so on the next thing. So we talk about locations. Locations are also important because you want to understand what is happening with global brands that are probably similar to your brand. But this time, we just focused on Nigerian brands because our target for this were small businesses. Then we now focus on the product offerings. Of course, you want to know what is similar and what is different from the brands you're going to be the brands that are going to be comparing your client's brand with. A pricing is very important because this also helps the client to understand how they are positioned. Are they positioned at a fair price? Are they seen as a cheap brand? Now, this, as I said, our focus are basically small businesses, and most of the brands here are micro and small. Dang is the biggest of the brands, but they're not considerably large. They are actually small business. When we look at it from the point of the global scale of quantifying small, yes, they're a chain store, but they're not a large business. Okay. And target audience is very important because you want to know the target of your brand, and you want to know the target of like every other person that also offers that service. So they might be able to align if you need to align. Then there's the unique value proposition. So don't forget this part of this um sheet is just talking about general information. When you're talking about the details of the UX, this is just to give you general understanding of the brand you're trying to work for, what is happening in the market. So the unique value proposition, every if you're someone that is a designer, you have to understand what exactly our brands offering. So you have to understand the similarity and differences of the brands you're trying to create for. So for example, based on lashes and brows, what I understood was that their unique service is intimate beauty services, while others are about luxury wig sales. And beyond luxury wig sales, has already gotten to this brand has currently enlarged to wig maintenance sales too. Dang unique is referral bonus. Okay, so I think this person that worked on this was talking about digital type of things, while Amari is about FB services, which is simple to do. So now we're getting to the UX. Now this is the most important part of this form because this UX side of the competitive audit should actually inform what you're going to be doing for your clients when you begin to look for features, what makes the brand accessible, what makes it inaccessible, the flow of the digital product. So for example, the flow is talking about when I get into the homepage, what do I do next? Do I have to go 5 steps before I get to the end to be able to finish a booking, or it's just one page that has a lot of interaction and it's just straight to the point? So these are very important. So first things first, in the UX and audit portion, it talks about the first impressions. And here you have to look at both the desktop view and the mobile view or the app view. Very important because you want to be able to know what makes what is the difference between the desktop and the mobile, which is more accessible, so that if you see some a data that shows that mobile is being used or desktop is being used more than mobile, which is usually odd because we're in a generation where the mobile accessibility is easier and faster and more than the desktop views. You want to know why. What is in that desktop view that makes it kind of managed for everybody to go to the desktop view, and why people sticking to a brand. So for example, what you have to put here are things that make and what we do here is to rate how good, how bad. Sometimes some of them are excellent, some are outstanding, yes. So for example, for the website experience, this brand, that's Lashes and Brows, I said that they were very good, and I said they were very good because of they had just one thing I didn't like, which was that everything is on one page except the booking. So I didn't like the fact that probably I had to scroll down all the way. Instead of me to scroll down so much, I could have just gone to another page to get more details. I didn't like that experience because when you scroll down a lot, you have to scroll up. Instead of I could just switch between tabs or between pages. While for the mobile view, it's the same thing. I liked everything except for the fact that everything is in one page. And if you notice, the best thing about this is it makes sense to just be very detailed. What do you like about it? I like the fact that it's simple and easy to use. It's straight to the point. It's easy to navigate and find information all in one page. I wish that I like that. I also didn't like it. Just one click to get to the bookings page. Very important because you don't want your users to have to go several pages before they are able to do the most important thing you want the page to do. Language options are available, which is that is a very good accessibility feature. There's clear branding. That means everything is just consistent between the pages. Nothing to make me wonder, oh, am I still on the same website? And there are no ads. There are some website that always has ad pop-ups that make it so daunting to use because you're not sure if you're clicking the right thing or it's redirecting to the wrong page. While these other websites, I wrote need works ahead, so the options here are needs work, and that's because there are a couple of things I didn't like. So the shop and air collection menu appear to go to the same content. So why is hair and shop taking me to the same content? I feel like air should just show me what options of air you have. Then I'm just assuming this is what happened there. I'm going to show you later what I mean. Um, so instead of me to speak, feels dense and overwhelming. So in some places, so that means I just noticed that some places were kind of overwhelming. I didn't like the fact that only the home page appears to have a type of branding. Other pages were looking points, and I already explained the reason why that's not good. Unclear accessibility options. So yes, let's just go to the website. This has been a long time, but let's see if it's the same thing that will happen. Okay, so while that's loading, what were the other things I liked? I liked the fact that there were robust options of subsections. Yes, I remember these websites. I really loved the fact that I could see subsections. So obviously, these guys have realized that their website needed work. But what I'm trying to show you here is that every single thing I'm writing here shows that if I'm to read this or if I'm to pass it on to a designer or another designer to take over, what the designer is going to pick is that okay, so a feature that I can add is that I can add subsections. A feature that I should ensure is that the branding is consistent in all pages. A feature that I should ensure is that navigation section is going to the same content. Is not going in navigation. The navigation buttons are going to where they're supposed to go to, and not to going to one page, the same page. So let's look at lashes and brows, for example. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This website. I like this website a lot. I like the fact that I can just go straight to book now. What I didn't like about it is the fact that I had to just scroll down for every single. Oh yes, this is so awful. Like, why is everything on one page? So before, I don't think there was a services section before. I was right. So what these buttons do is that they just take you down. They just take you down. They don't go to a new page. So for example, these services, there are quite a lot of services, and I feel like what would have worked here is to take me to a new page entirely, and probably in that new page put it in tabs, so that all I feel is that I'm going to different pages but it's still within services page. So just an example of what I did not like about this website. Okay, so most important thing about audits, as I said before, is the details. One of the reasons why I said I was doing this video again, I was saying it that some people worked on this template and it was just a no. So, for example, this section that has desktop website experience, you can't just write one line. The website is fine, the color theme is consistent. I don't want that. I want full details. What do you like in details? What don't you like? The person that did Amari wrote easy to navigate, and for the mobile view easy to use. For the mobile view for this there was nothing. That doesn't work because we need as much details as possible when you're doing a competitive audit. Okay, so for features, this is another very important part because it makes you like itemize features that are good and features that are not good and features that can be repeated on your client's website and features that should be noted like in case you could have even missed it in in when you're about to design. So language drop down, that is an accessibility feature that's amazing. A book now action button is a beautiful feature because what it does is that from the home page you're taking me straight to where I need to go to. Address section, typing out the address and showing the map and location. I love this feature a lot because now everything is integrated and all you have to do is that when there's a contact us section that has an address, instead of it just write an address, you can put a map feature there. And what that happens that once they click on the map feature, it takes them straight to Google Maps. So the maps on their phone or their device, very those are very important features, especially for a service based industry where the person is offering a service that is not delivery. Yeah, you have to go to that person. There are other features that are good about this website. I'm not going to talk about everything. So I'm just picking out very important things. So the second one in my evidence, the cart section that helps you check out and pay for your products later. A very good feature. In case you miss it, because you might not know that what it's called the cart section. What I didn't like there was booking seems like it cannot be completed online. I didn't like that. So that means what I'm trying to say is that when I'm building this website for this client, there will be a booking section where we can complete the booking online. Don't take me offline. Book me online. I do my payments online, and I need that um my slot is sealed because when it is timely like that, if you take it offline, what could happen is that you've booked, but because of there's a delay in conversation, there's the you think you have a time slot fixed, but because probably didn't converse on time, they're like, oh, it's not available. No, that's not good. Services could not be sectioned. Contact us section could have been just below the address section. And that is true. That it could usually, in fact, contact us is usually a section just next to the address section. So these are features that are like, okay, I'm going to correct these things I did not like in this website on the website I'm about to design. And that is the aim of a competitive audit. So you can't, as I said, you can't have a competitive audit and write something, a one liner, sign up page, and you see the buttons are unresponsive. That is not what I want. That is the most basic thing. Unresponsive buttons is a no no. That is just a design standard. All the services listed is in one page. Booking seems like it cannot be completed online. Website is not going through. That is a little bit detailed, but more details would have worked. Okay. Now, the truth about the matter is that sometimes there's nothing much to talk about, especially when things are just very good. It's just straight to the point. So for accessibility, um, I wrote here that the language options were limited to foreign languages and not local languages, and that's the truth. If you're a Nigerian-based based company based only in Nigeria, and the only language options are English, French, Spanish, is it really servicing your location when you have languages like Pidgin, languages like Igbo, Yoruba? I'm talking about it from the Nigerian point of view, especially if your company is just based in Nigeria. So to make it useful, local languages would have been more. And that means what I'm trying to say that when I'm designing for or we're building for my brand, we're going to ensure that if we're going to be language options in case it is a requirement or it's something that might does not have any limitation, it's going to have local languages. So yeah, I put need works. Oh yes, dark mode is also an important option that helps accessibility. So unclear if it supports technology. Assistive technology is one of the most important features in UX today. So if somebody wants to use your website or your mobile app or a mobile site, sometimes you have to be able to indicate that, oh, this website supports what they call it, text to speech. So you can listen online in case it's a situation where probably the user is blind and just needs to hear. That's why we're doing UX. So one of the things that does that is caption, image captions for someone that can't see, and in case there's no description to that image, an image caption is very important. And again, as I said, one liners are not enough. More details are the best. And if you don't have anything much to say, it is probably because the website is a very good website. So, for example, easy to find info menu categorization, clear error key, easy to scan quickly. When you see website like that is like outstanding and maybe probably does not have much to say, one of the best things to do is just to go straight to the website, and you understand why the person had nothing to say and could just say that it was good. But when you see things like unclear brand identity, it's just not enough. We need a lot of details. So that's the point of this conversation about competitive audit. It is to help you pick details that would enable you to create informed decisions when finally getting to the design part of your website, your app, your whatever you're trying to design for your clients. So thank you very much for joining my channel. Please follow, please subscribe, please share with people that you think may need it. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.